Back to the studio. James Creedon. Truthin' or fakin'? That's the question. Starting off with some images from the tsunami caused by that volcanic eruption off the coast of Tonga. It is an absolutely horrific thing to consider. This massive sub-aqua, basically seabed volcano, isn't it? Up it comes. It sends this huge tsunami. It sweeps over Tonga, which is relatively flat, isn't it, as I understand it? Yeah. Obviously, people have been killed. There's a real sort of lack of information from there at the moment because everything's been cut off in terms of the underwater line taking the internet. That's gone completely, so they can't really get anything from there. So lots of questions obviously are being asked and lots of things are being said. What have you got, sir?
In the midst of the confusion, beautifully summed up, by the way, I couldn't have introduced it better, Mark. And the problem is, in such confusion, it's ripe for misinformation because people don't know what's going on. They're turning to Twitter or some other social media to get a sense of what's actually happening. And in the midst of sincere, genuine information, you'll get bits of misinformation thrown in. For what end? We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a sec. Why are people stupid? These are big questions. In any case, or why are people willfully misinforming? In any case, the images were very, very impressive. So in the mix, our observers team have identified a couple of videos with the usual kit of tools in vid. You can do reverse video searches. You can take a video and say, all right, where was that actually first published? And so this is one video that was published, right? It shows a guy boxing a tree. Now, why is he boxing the tree? We don't know, but he is. Perhaps he's just kind of working out a little bit. I'm not sure the tree needs that treatment, but there you go. He's doing his thing in any case, and in the midst of all this, at a certain point, we see water crashing ashore and various other sort of calamitous scenes, not massively calamitous, but because of this underwater explosion, there were massive waves and tsunamis that were kicked off as a result of this. Now, note the woman and the man there, right? Because we might be seeing them again a little bit later. Now, if you do, as I said, the reverse video search, in fact, there's our gent again, and this actually, the lady there with the selfie stick, this all took place, Mark, in Indonesia. It was in early December. It was in a place called Teluk Meranti along the Kampar River. It was a phenomenon called a bono, B-O-N-O, nothing to do with U2. It's a local word for a sporadic phenomenon that happens when tidal currents meet river currents, forming giant waves at the estuary of the river. Right, so it has nothing to do with the tsunami. And what's very peculiar is further down in the verification work of the observers, you see the same two individuals making a return, this time from a different share. So it seems somebody filmed the scene twice. Maybe they were willfully they were just trying to capture what was going on with this B-O-N-O, Bono phenomenon. And at some later point, these Twitter accounts, with some getting up to 1.5 million shares, relayed these images claiming that they were a consequence of the current tragedy or the more recent tragedy in Tonga. Why do people do it? Well, one or two theories as to why they do it. When you get a lot of traction for a news story like that, and if people put in their little, I suppose, grain of salt, as they say in French, or their little contribution, you're going to get more followers. So some people just do it to get traction online and to hope that their account will get more followers. Other people will do it because maybe they're just confused. There's emotion. There's a degree of indignation when people are more emotional around a natural catastrophe type event. They think less and they act more on the basis of their feelings. That's theory. But in this case,
it's not helping. It's not helping anybody.
No, it's not. And
certainly not the people of Tonga who are really suffering right now.
And there were other examples of this recently, Mark. The cyclone Shaheen in Oman. Actually, there was. We were looking at that. The France 24 observers team as well at the time, and very similar stuff. People putting up images of sort of extreme weather events. I'm trying to find kind of scenes that relate. Yeah, there you go. Stuff like that. Extreme weather events not related to the extreme weather event in question. Just a lot of misinformation when it comes to extreme weather.
Let's hope we get some positive news from Tonga. We heard earlier of a woman who's lost her life. There could be more, of course, as things become clearer from over there. But at present, it is a very confused and chaotic scene. James, we need to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed. James Creedon with Truth or Fake. Thank you, sir. Thanks again to Kate Moody, who brought us all to business. Thanks to you for watching. Stay with us. More to come here on France 24.
Because a new page of history gets written every day. Because breaking news can't wait. Information everywhere. In all situations. On every subject. Understanding the world. Imagining the world. France 24, a different take on the news.
Liberté, égalité, actualité.